It's time for Fantasy Football Semi-Pros.
Let's do it. I like it.
Welcome back to another episode of Fantasy Football Semi-Pros. We're ready for Week 7, a.k.a. Byepocalypse.
Byepocalypse!
Also Byemageddon.
Byemageddon.
Ryan, how are you today?
I'm off early today compared to normal, so great. Terrific.
It's always makes things at least a little bit better.
Yeah, you just don't it's hard to explain just being off an hour earlier than what you're used to, and how that changes your day on such a positive note.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. All right, so we'll go ahead and jump into things. So we got our Espn Pickem results.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody's a little excited because
I somehow over these last couple of weeks went from a 1-game lead to I think a 5-game lead or a 4-game lead.
I haven't looked at the overall standings, but Ryan last week he went 11-3. Making his overall 68 and 26.
That's right.
That's right. Went 9-5, but if you look at the app, it was 8-5. It didn't actually say my Thursday night pick.
Was the Steelers correct over the
Rams.
Seahawks? Oh, Rams and Lion? No, Rams and Eagles.
Yes,
Eagles.
I think, or no, Bucks and Eagles.
Oh, yeah, Bucks and Eagles. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Jordan found another toy.
Sorry, guys. It's a Chewy toy.
But, yeah, so every time we'll go over this, I'll put in that extra game on here, but it just won't show on the app for me. Since there is a record of what game we picked.
On our YouTube videos and podcast,
now,
etc.
We weren't entirely set on our pick for tonight's game. I think after hearing all the news, I have picked Denver.
I'm going to take Denver too, because I believe Case Keenum's starting under center. Nick Chubb's not available yet.
Hunt's
out for sure.
Odell Beckham Jr.'s out.
I think they don't have either one of their offensive tackles, correct?
I think they're both out too. Yeah.
So man, and Teddy
Yeah, forgot about that.
And Teddy Bridgewater might not play either.
No, Teddy Bridgewater, they're saying he's running fine. So he's going to play most likely.
I don't know. I'm going to take the Broncos, but I won't be the least bit surprised if the Browns
somehow win it.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, I agree entirely. Anything can happen in prime time.
Prime time.
All right, so we'll go over our DFS matchup for Week 6.
I started good, but now I haven't.
First off, I want to thank MCats and Mikey Cats 12 for joining us. It's nice playing against you guys. Mikey Cats actually had the highest score of us four this week.
I think it's Mickey Cats.
Mickey. Mickey.
Let us know on here if you're watching.
I think it is Mickey.
We'll pronounce it right. Like Mickey Mouse or like Mikey. Like, hey, Mike.
As for Ryan and I, our head-to-head matchup, I ended up winning 139 to 101.78. It was a low-scoring week for both of us.
I did terrible.
But that brings both of our overall record to 3-3 against each other.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
this has actually been an interesting matchup so far between you and me.
I spend about 30 seconds figuring out my DFS lineup, mostly because I don't play it enough and I don't really know what's going on. I think you termed my team last week the playoff type DFS. I was going high ceiling and didn't really care about the floor.
Tournament type?
Yeah, I did tournament type lineup last weekend, as you can see.
Yeah.
101 points is not very good.
So, in DFS, we need to go more head-to-head cash game lineups where you're just trying to beat one other person instead of trying to differentiate yourself from the field and win that high money amount. So this one you probably want to go a bit safer.
But I like money.
Well, we're not playing for money in our head-to-head.
If anybody can tell me what quote that's from, what movie that quote is from, I'll give you like an Air 5 or something. I like money.
All right, so moving
Starts
on.
with an I. One word. Okay, go.
All right, moving on. So we'll start with our Week 7 preview. As we mentioned at the beginning and last week, Byepocalypse, Byemegeddon, whatever you want to call it.
It's going to be a rough week. I think I got lucky because a lot of my guys are not on buys this week.
For the most part, I've been lucky-ish.
I mean, James Robinson and CD in the keeper league, but luckily I'm playing a now 1-5 team.
But
that's without the meeting.
So this week we have the Bills, Cowboys, Jags, Chargers, Vikings, and Steelers on a bye. All right. So first game, we're not going to re-review the Monday night game or Thursday night game. We made our picks again.
We kind of went through an injury update.
Yep. So we'll start with Sunday. Luckily, no 9:30 a.m. games this week.
Yeah, I can't do that, NFL. Come on, you got to spread those out a little bit better. You can't do them back-to-back weekends. I am a night owl. I stay up all night. I am exhausted all day. And then when nighttime comes, I just can't fall asleep during the week. Please, help a brother out. Spread them out.
Yeah, give England night games. So night games for England, so it's like 12 o'clock games for us.
I guess. Yeah, that'd be fine. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Doesn't change anything for us.
No, it wouldn't. That'd be super cool.
All right, so our first game, we got the Bengals at Ravens. Ravens were favored by 6.5 points as of last night.
Oh, man.
In this one, Chris Evans' hamstring injury was limited. Samaje Perine was actually taken off the reserve COVID list today, but he did log a limited practice.
And that's expected.
Mm-hmm. Latavius Murray didn't practice yesterday. I haven't seen the notes for today. He has an ankle injury. And Sammy Watkins, thigh injury, did not practice. So, Ryan, what are your thoughts on this game?
Look, I love my hometown Bengals. I live in Cincinnati now after living 30 minutes, west in Indiana pretty much my entire life. I just don't think the Bengals are quite there yet. I mean, they survived against the Jaguars. They showed out against a bad Steelers team. They played terribly against a subpar Bears team, in my opinion. Man, I'm not saying it's not going to be close, but I think the Ravens and Lamar Jackson and that offense is going to be too much for the Bengals defense, and I don't think our offense is being called to keep up with a high-scoring offense like the Ravens. And we saw what the Ravens did to the Chargers last week, and I think that Chargers offense is a little bit better than ours. Points per game wise, yards per game wise, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, I still think there is value for to start Bengals on
Oh, game. Yeah, sure. You're going to start Chase.
You're starting Chase. You're probably starting Higgins. I'm probably sitting Boyd, which, then again, Week 7, with all those buys, you might not have a choice. You might have to start him.
CJ Azuma's not a bad flyer either at the tight end position or a flex position if you're really weak because of these bye weeks. But I think Boyd's the odd man out. I'm still not starting Murray, Bell, Freeman.
At this point, depending on your team, you might have to start one of those guys, and they might be better than a Dearness Johnson or...
You know what I'm surprised about? I got every waiver wire claim that I put in this week. I think in 2 leagues I placed 5 in one and 2 in another, and I got all of them. I was like, what the hell?
But, yeah, from here...
What the damn hell? What's that from?
How I Met Your Mother.
Yeah, what the damn hell?
All right, back to this. Yeah, I mean, as for you're starting Mixon as well. He's starting to get his full workload again.
Yeah, he looked good last week.
I don't think the return of Samaje Perine is going to affect much. The only thing I might see is you might see Chris Evans start to overtake Perine soon.
I think so. I mean, he's a young guy. Perine's not that old. I think it's his fourth or fifth year.
We saw Perine make that DB miss on his touchdown catch. Like, it was nothing.
No, you mean Evans.
Oh, yeah, Evans, sorry.
That was a linebacker, by the way.
Oh, it was linebacker that he was on?
Yeah, because when you're watching it, you're looking at it. I remember watching that game live and thinking, dude, there's a linebacker on Evans. If he can run even slightly a weird fade route and act like he's slanting, maybe like a little sluggo. Yeah, he looked good regardless. I don't think he's beating a DB with that move, but that's a matchup. That's the matchup they wanted. That's the matchup they got. That's the matchup they went to. Touchdown.
And then I'd start Hollywood Brown, Mark Andrews.
Yep.
Even Rashad Bateman. Like I said, he tied the team leading targets last week.
Yeah, he's
getting the volume.
He's gonna get his looks. The one thing, Tyson Williams, is that the running back for the Ravens? He's one of the few guys, and I know Murray.
He was a healthy scratch last week, though.
Yeah, but that crazy comeback win they had against the Colts.
He wasn't really out there.
He had a lot of receptions. I know Freeman had a few receptions that game as well. I don't know the stats by heart, but
when it came down to crunch time, he wasn't out there though. For some reason, they do not trust him.
Well, he's a rookie.
I don't think he's not a rookie. This is like his second or third year.
Tyson Williams? I thought he was a rookie. Anyway, it doesn't matter. These running backs for Baltimore do have some PPR value if they're needed to. Right. But that's if they're needed. That would mean the Bengals have to jump out to a 2-touchdown lead or something.
And so, based off of your commentary, I take it you're taking the Ravens?
Yeah, I did.
I am taking the Ravens as well. It's hard to project the Bengals to beat this team. I think the Bengals are closer than we want to think, but at the same time, they've still got a ways to go.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Burrow looks really good, especially behind this offensive line that seems to be playing well. I just don't think it's good enough just yet, but they'll get there.
Yep, they're definitely getting there. I think they are starting to open up the playbook a little more and more each week.
They need to, man. They could put up 35 a game if they really wanted.
All right, so we'll move on to our next game. The Washington football team at the Packers, who are 8.5-point favorites.
Yeah.
Ricky Seals-Jones didn't practice yesterday. Practice limited today. Gibson didn't practice yesterday. Practice limited today. McLaurin, same thing. Honestly, though, I think even with Gibson out there this week, J.D. McKissic is going to be a solid play.
Yeah, I mean, I remember talking to you last Sunday about that, and you were upset because you have Gibson stock, and I get it. I hate it. I hate it. Man, I hated having, Kamara last year and watching Latavius Murray start every game for the Saints. Like, what the hell? What the damn hell? But, yeah, man, McKissic is making a name for himself more or less, and he's giving himself some standalone value in this offense as the change of pace receiving back.
I think part of that is Gibson's hurt and he's not fully healthy.
Yep.
And because of it, you don't want to wish injury on anybody. You don't want them to necessarily sit out because they could always lose their job that way.
Yep.
Granted, I don't see McKissic or Patterson taking Gibson's job.
Not yet.
I think Gibson, he might need to sit out a week or two and rest that.
Yeah, and that'd be good for owners to know, and that would probably be a good approach by the coaching staff because, I played Division III football and small class high school football. Those were the ends of our careers. We didn't have next year to look forward to. After our senior year, you didn't have next year to look forward to. And maybe these guys feel that way too. I'm not guaranteed next year.
Yeah, I think Gibson is right now. But he has a stress fracture in his shin, also known as shin splints. And the only way those are going to get better is with rest.
Yeah, it's hard, man. It's difficult because I know that desire and that fire to play.
Oh, yeah.
Play through everything. I don't think I ever missed a game if I had the decision to make.
We both know that feeling. You don't want to miss a thing.
But you're right, man. This is a long season, especially with the added week this year. I think I'm with you, man. Let's get Gibson healthy, especially when Fitzpatrick comes back. This offense could be a lot better, especially with a healthy Gibson.
Yeah.
So just let him sit, man. I don't even know who the coach is there anymore. But
Ron Rivera.
Yeah, Rivera, come on, man. Don't kill your guys.
So that's for the other side of this ball.
Look what he did the CMC.
Actually, CMC was healthy when he left.
Yeah, well, yeah, when he left. He used them every time. 40 touches a game.
As for the other side of the ball, the Packers receivers, they have a very good matchup this week.
Yeah, you want to play them all.
Yeah, Washington's actually allowed the second most points to receivers.
Let me guess. The other one is the Kansas City Chiefs defense.
I can't remember off the top of my head.
We'll see later, maybe. I don't know. Yeah, man. But really, the only wide receiver you're playing right now is Devontae Adams.
I think, in a pinch, especially this week with so many injuries and buys, Randall Cobb could be a solid play.
What about Lazard?
Lazard.
I
think he might be able to. He might be usable as well.
Tunyon might be a solid play at tight end.
I actually had to pick him up in a league because I have Dan Arnold on a bye. Logan Thomas hurt.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was scraping the bottom of the barrel, and I didn't get Evan Ingram as. I didn't get Evan Ingram.
I was scraping the bottom of the barrel, and I still didn't get Evan Ingram. That's how far he's fallen.
But Devontae Adams, he's not putting up the same monstrous numbers he usually has. He's got like over 700 yards, but I think only like 2 touchdowns this year.
Yeah, last year, he was guaranteed a touchdown a game. It seemed like, but
with 700 yards, you feel like you should have about 7 touchdowns.
Yeah, and
so you got to think positive regression is coming for him there.
I just think it might be
something. It could be this game that does it.
Might have something to do with the play calling there. Watching them play the Bengals, they didn't really. They went to him a lot, but they didn't go to him in the red zone, and that's kind of weird. But I got the pack in this one, man.
And I will say this could be a game where we see A.J. Dillon, especially if they're up big late.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Aaron Jones, but he's a solid start anyway at RB1 or RB2, depending on the other guy. But yeah, Dillon might be a good flex play, especially a super flex play.
At this point, with all the injuries and buys, he may be a play. You may have no choice.
Yeah, if you guys weren't aware, there's 6 teams on buys this week. Typically, it's only 4. But I think next week there's only 2 teams on buys.
Yeah, it varies anywhere from 2 to 6 in any given week.
But there's only 1 week with 6.
I think 2 total.
Oh, great. Is it week 13?
I can't remember, but from what I remember, it's not as prolific or as many good teams.
Gotcha.
But I am as well taking the Packers. Terry McLaurin, I do just want to point out, as long as he plays and he's starting to get healthy, he's still going to be starting no matter what. He doesn't have to worry about Jair Alexander in this game. Alexander's still on the IR, so firing him up like you normally would.
Yeah, and I think McLaurin's stock really rises, as well as Adam Humphries when Fitzpatrick comes back, because he really had a good training camp with those two.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we'll move on to the next game. This could be the highest scoring game of the week.
Yeah,
both these offenses run, I think, the first and second most plays in a game.
Which is crazy, because, man, Derrick Henry should be given 25, 30 carries a game.
So in case you couldn't tell based off of that commentary, this is the Chiefs at the Titans. Chiefs are 5.5 point favorites.
Sorry, everybody.
Oh, no, you're fine. Travis Kelsey, he was limited yesterday with a neck injury. It just could be residual from that stinger he got 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
I don't see him missing.
Me neither. Stingers are weird. Stingers can cause a lot of pain and discomfort, but he'll be out there on Sunday. If I was a betting man, which I am, I would say Kelsey's going to be out there.
Tyreek Hill, quad tricep injury, didn't practice yesterday. I don't think I saw him. I think I saw that he didn't practice again today. And last week he only played about half the snaps.
Still got a couple touchdown, at least one in there.
Yep, and I do just kind of want to bring out he has a very advantageous matchup as well. The Titans have allowed 8 receivers to reach 19 fantasy points on the year.
That's in 6 games.
Yeah, I was going to say they've only played 6 games.
Wow.
They've also allowed the most yards, most touchdowns, and fantasy points to receivers.
I might have to go pick up Robinson.
Robinson or Hardman.
Yeah, me Cole.
On the other side of the ball, A.J. Brown, illness, didn't practice yesterday.
But he did play Monday night, so
yeah.
I would assume he's playing again.
He's going to be back. Did you see what he tweeted?
No.
I'm never eating fast food again.
What?
Apparently that's what made him sick.
Probably.
He deleted that tweet within a minute. Now the speculation is, what fast food was he eating? Taco Bell?
Always
Chipotle?
delicious. Taco Bell. Chick-fil-A.
And then Julio Jones, hamstring, did not practice. He may be out this week. Who knows?
I think I dropped him in a keeper.
I wouldn't blame you.
I mean, he had like one good game, week 1 or 2, and then it sat out.
That's going to say, this might be one of those Julio years where he's out, or if he's out there, he's a decoy.
Yeah, I never had him in my lineup to begin with, but man, I called it Monday when we shot our thing, but I didn't. I still picked the Bills. I couldn't go back. But this Titans team, I think they're a little mad since that loss to the Jets. They're playing good.
They are. I mean, really, you're starting just about any skill position player here. On either side, both defenses have been bad.
I mean, Chester Rogers came, Rogers came.
The ones that you would normally start.
Well, he came alive late last Monday night, but he's still solid. Westbrook-Akine, he might be a good flex play too with all these buys.
It's Westbrook-Akine.
Sorry, Westbrook-Akine. And obviously A.J. Brown, Derrick Henry, obviously.
Nah, you're benching him.
Yeah, dude, the dude's just
bull strategy. Hot take: Derrick Henry's gonna score 3 points.
Derrick Henry is averaging over 100 rushing yards against the league's top 4 defenses this season.
Not only that, I think the Chiefs have allowed the most first down rushing attempts.
Yes, I saw that today somewhere.
In case you wonder how good Derrick Henry is, let me see if I can find that again.
Next one.
No. Through 6 games this season, Henry has 178 touches. There were only 25 running backs who had that many touches all of last year.
Wow. Yeah.
If you only counted Derrick Henry's yards after contact, he would still be the number 1 rusher in the NFL. He leads all running backs with 170.1 PPR fantasy points. He has 41.3 more points than the running back number 2, Austin Eckler.
Damn, I went with the wrong. I knew I should have went Henry, man.
If you added Kamara and Eckler together, they equal Henry's fantasy points.
Whew, man.
And then, did you see Des Bryant, what he said?
Nah.
Derrick Henry's the guy that we all made in Madden.
Oh, yeah. I think I saw that. Yeah, he's like, Derrick Henry is the player we all created in Madden.
And then I think I heard something. If he gets 4 catches this week, he breaks his career season high.
In receptions. They said they were going to use him more in the passing game.
To week 7.
Yeah, there's still like 9 more games to go.
All right, so I'm going with the Chiefs.
10.
I'm going with the Chiefs. Who are you going with?
As much as I love Derrick Henry, as much as I want to see him succeed, he's going to, especially against this awful defense. I still have to go with the Chiefs, man. I don't think they can stop the Chiefs.
All right.
Chiefs it is.
So we'll move on to our next barn burner. The Falcons at the Dolphins.
God.
The Falcons are currently 2.5-point favorites. Before we get into this game, though, man, that was a crazy rumor mill we had yesterday.
Yeah, what the heck, man? I'm so sick of it. Don't spread rumors, because I don't want to get excited for nothing, because trades are exciting.
If you don't know what we're talking about, Texans beat writer, he last night said, or yesterday midday, said that Watson was close, or the deal was close to send Watson to Miami. And then the rumor mill got even crazier.
That Tua was going to go to Washington football team.
Yeah, Houston was never going to be a destination for Tua, and that it might be a 3-team deal with Washington.
And then all of it was...
And then this died.
And then after like 6 hours of that BS, it was... No, none of this was true. April Fools in October. October Fools.
Honestly, though, I would not mind seeing Deshaun Watson go to Miami.
I think he would fit in pretty well there. He'd be back with Fuller.
He'd get Waddle.
Waddle.
And then, honestly, I think Tua would make Washington better.
With his, yeah. Yeah, well, yeah. Heineke and Old Man Rivers.
I remember seeing something after the Old Man Rivers.
Old Man, that's just the saying. Old Man Fitzpatrick.
I remember seeing a tweet. It's like, is Ryan Fitzpatrick going to get benched for Tua again? But going back to this game, honestly, both of these defenses are bad.
Yes, play your guys. Play Calvin Ridley.
Still probably not playing Gaskin if I have a choice.
No. He's not the guy there. He had one good game all year.
But Tua was limited with rib injury. He's probably going to play.
Yeah, he'll play.
I can't think of his name now. Parker. That's first name.
Devontae.
Devontae Parker. Shoulder and hamstring injury. He was limited yesterday.
Wouldn't be surprised if he sits.
And, I mean, I mentioned play your guys. Waddle has a very advantageous matchup in the slot here. It wouldn't surprise me to see him go off this week.
Yeah, me neither. But hey, man, play Hurst. Sorry, if you're hit hard by this Byepocalypse, Byemageddon, whatever you want to call it,
Injuries.
Hey, Hurst might be a good flex play here. I still have hope that I hope they're going to try to target Hurst a little bit more to try to get some trade value or trade interest in him at the tight end position. But you're playing Kyle Pitts.
On top of that, Calvin Ridley is back from his personal issue.
And you're playing Cordero Patterson. But that's
honestly, even Mike Davis might be a play this week.
Maybe.
The Dolphins' defense is bad against.
Hey, if you can get Matt Ryan, go for it.
And that's why we mentioned both Tua and Matt Ryan were pickups for this week.
Yeah, you're right.
And so, Ryan, who is your pick for this game?
I put a lot of faith in the Dolphins last week to take care of an 0-5 team, and they blew it. This team I don't know what it is, man. I'm going Falcons.
I just want to make the point. I made that call on Jacksonville, and I got it right. But that being said,
also got blew out by the Bengals with your 0-5 pick for the Lions, you traitor.
That being said, I am taking the Falcons as well.
How do you wear that shirt and you pick the Lions to beat the Bengals?
I was rooting for the Bengals the whole time.
Man.
I just had that feeling that was a trap game for the Bengals. It happens. You've said it many times. You bet against the Bengals many times in your career.
I bet against the Bengals because it's a smart bet.
Well, then there you go.
I didn't bet against the Bengals against the 0-5 Lions last week.
All right, so we'll move on to our next game. Jets at Pats.
Not much to say here.
There's not many injuries. Based off what the Pats did last time to the Jets, I'm probably avoiding any Jets player this week.
You mean Patriots player?
No. What the Pats did to the Jets last time.
Oh, shut them down.
I'm avoiding the Jets this week.
The Patriots defense might be a good waiver pick or a good free agent pickup right now if they're out there.
Which we mentioned as defensive streamers for the week.
Yeah, so man, I don't think Mac Jones is going to be needed to throw 50 times this game.
Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson might be good plays.
Right.
And could this be the week that Jacoby Myers gets his first receiving touchdown?
I'm tired of people talking about it, so I freaking hope so. Shut up.
I think it's a fun thing.
There's so many NFL players who never get a touchdown.
Yeah, but they're not usually on the field for every play either.
Whatever.
I'm just saying, it's one of those fun things that everybody likes to kind of just...
I'm taking the Patriots.
I am too.
Not much to say about it. Avoid Corey Davis. Avoid Jamison Crowder. I told somebody today, play Zach Wilson because you don't have any other QBs.
You got in Dynasty?
Yep.
All right. Yeah, I figured. Our next matchup, Panthers are 3-point favorites at the Giants. These Giants, man. Galladay, Barkley, Tony.
They're dropping like flies.
Didn't practice. Slayton was limited. I think I saw Shepard was hurt still. He didn't really practice today.
Sterling Shepard?
Yeah.
Nah,
I remember seeing some kind of notification. I can't remember if it was Shepard or Slayton.
Yeah, but he's playing.
Honestly, if you need a deep flyer, the former 49ers receiver that Shanahan just like drafted high and then tossed aside, Dante Pettis.
Yeah, Pettis, man.
He might be a decent flyer.
Maybe.
If you're that desperate.
Especially against this defense.
As for the Panthers, Terrace Marshall didn't practice with a concussion.
Elijah Moore. No, not Elijah Moore. DJ Moore.
Yeah, DJ Moore. He's likely to be shadowed by Bradbury. Bradbury is one of those shutdown corners. So it could be a down week for Moore. You're probably not benching him, but...
No, not this week especially. I don't have a lot to say about this game.
Nope, me neither.
But what I will say is I'm giving the Panthers one more shot. How do you start 3-0 against pretty solid opponents, and then he loses to the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Eagles, and the Vikings? Come on, man.
They lost CMC, and Sam Darnold's turned back to Jets Darnold.
Yeah, he's seeing ghosts out there. But this is the last opportunity I'm giving the Carolina Panthers before I start picking against them.
Maybe it's just the ghost of Adam Gase is haunting him.
Maybe. I don't know. But I'm going Panthers this one. And this is the last and final week. If they don't win this game, I'm writing them off as busts.
I am picking the Panthers as well.
Puppies.
All right, so our next game we had the Eagles at the Raiders. The Raiders are 3-point favorites. The Eagles have allowed the fourth fewest fantasy points to receivers.
Very nice.
Fourth fewest. That's surprising.
Which is crazy because Henry Ruggs is just now seeming to be the receiver we thought he would be, with the high ceiling and getting all those long passes or long receptions.
Yeah, he's starting to get those big plays. And
three receptions, 97
honestly,
yards. Yeah, that's pretty
Edwards and Ruggs are starting to break out a little bit, and it's hurting Waller's value.
Yeah, and eventually that was going to happen, man. We knew it was going to happen. People are going to start shadowing Waller like as best they can.
Well, not just that. I mean, he was the only guy you had to cover last year. He still did well.
Yeah, that's true.
But as for the other side of the ball, Dallas Goddard, he got removed from the COVID list today and logged in a limited practice. Honestly, I think Goddard's ceiling just went way up. Now
with Ertz gone, Goddard is definitely the dude. And Devonta Smith.
Yeah, those are the only two pass catchers I'm probably starting. If you're in an absolute pinch this week, Miles Sanders. Hey, if you drafted him, you probably drafted him high enough that you need to start him this week.
Yeah.
All right. And so, Ryan, who is your pick for this game?
I'm going to go with the Raiders! I don't know why. The Eagles surprise me a lot week in, week out, but I just don't think Jalen Hurts is still probably a fantasy relevant quarterback, even though he's not flashy or fancy or putting up huge numbers every week, but he gets the job done. But I'm still going Raiders.
You know, Al Davis said it best. Just win, baby, win. I'm going with the Raiders as well.
The Raiders.
All right, Chris Berman.
Okay, I don't think this is even a question of who we're picking. So.
Oh, it's definitely the Lions.
Yeah, you would.
So we got the Lions at the Rams. The Rams are currently 15-point favorites.
Ugh.
And this might be the revenge game of all revenge games.
Yeah, I think Matthew Stafford's going to go out here and score 62 points.
I don't think it's just Stafford. I think McVay wants to make Jared Goff look dumb.
Well, Jared Goff does that his own self.
I think he wants to make him look dumber.
Oh, yeah, he wants to embarrass him.
He wants to prove that, hey.
We made the right trade.
Yeah. Hawkinson didn't practice yesterday. He practiced limited today. Swift was limited with a groin injury. He's going to play.
You just have to know that Hawkinson has been a light participant or did not practice every Wednesday, Thursday. Did not practice on Wednesday, limited on Thursday.
He's slowly getting better.
Well, he's going to play. Odin, stop licking the ground.
Sorry, we had to take care of his dog.
My dog's dumb. Stop being stupid.
And then you got Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's likely to face Jalen Ramsey most of the game out of the slot.
No,
you're probably starting him if you have to, but
Khalif Raymond is still considered the number one for Detroit, so I think Ramsey's going to shadow him.
Ramsey shadows out of the slot.
Oh, that helps me in the Dynasty League. Stop licking the carpet. You're dumb. I'll put you in your cage. All right, please.
So, I mean, if you're starting Brown, just know that, or St. Brown, just know it. There's going to be a downgrade here.
Yeah.
And then Sonny Michel didn't practice yesterday with a shoulder injury.
Definitely play Henderson.
You're starting Henderson. This is a very good matchup for Henderson.
We saw what Joe Mixon did last week.
All right, and so Ryan, you're picking the Lions, right?
No, I'm going to go with the Rams. My gut tells me that's the right pick to make.
I'm going to take the St. Louis Rams, even though they no longer exist. I think they could still beat the Lions. No, I'm going with the Rams as well.
What kind of bunch of these PA players?
Our next game, Texans at Cardinals.
Oh, goodness.
Cardinals are currently favored by 17.5 points.
Oh, God.
And I mentioned a revenge game for the last game.
It's another one for Hop.
There's another one here for Hopkins.
The Hopinator. That's awful. We'll edit that out. No, we won't.
No, I won't. Chase Edmonds, he's been suffering from a shoulder injury. He was limited. You think that's been probably affecting his workload, and you're seeing a lot more James Conner due to it.
Yeah, which is fine. I mean, neither one of these dudes, I think, came in this season and people were anticipating them to be the stud. You know, the number one. There wasn't a true number one. It's a real... That timeshare is like Melvin Gordon and Javonte Williams over in Denver. Hard to trust either one.
Now, both sets of wide receivers on both sides actually have good matchups.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The Cardinals have allowed a league-high 10 touchdowns to receivers and the 12th most fantasy points. So, while the 12th most isn't terrible, it's not great.
Danny Amendola is coming back for Houston this week.
I'm probably still not starting him. I'd still start Nico Collins over him.
I'm just saying, if you're super thin, I have him. I'm considering it.
Is this a dynasty league?
Yeah.
That's a different scenario.
I am definitely considering. Well,
we're looking more redraft here.
Okay. So more redraft.
Cooks and Nico Collins could be decent plays this week.
Well, Cooks is always a decent play.
Oh,
He's had one bad week all year, and that was against the Bills. But hey, you know what? Regardless of that, Danny Amendola coming back for the Houston Texans, and when they get Tyrod Taylor back, he might be more valuable. So if you have a spot in keeper or redraft, hey, and you're willing to take a shot, might as well.
All right, and so Ryan, who are you taking for this one?
Oh man, what? How do I pick? Cardinals remain undefeated and go 7-0.
Yeah, it's hard to see them losing this game this week. I'm going to go with the Cardinals as well.
Texans' only win was week 1 with Tyrod Taylor against the Jags.
Yep. All right, so our next game, we got the Chicago Bears at the Bucks, at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay's 12.5-point favorites. Darnell Mooney was limited with groin injury. Allen Robinson didn't practice with an ankle injury, but he did the same thing last week.
Mm-hmm.
Gronk didn't practice. He ran on the side. Running's one thing. Taking hits with rib injuries is another.
Just, trying to help out the wife and everything and looking at her roster. It does not look like Gronk is going to play this weekend.
Watch out for Antonio Brown. He suffered an ankle injury last week. He didn't practice yesterday or today. And they're saying he might be a true game time decision for Sunday.
If you have Gronk and you don't have Howard and you picked up Brate for some reason, I would like to think Howard is the one you're handcuffing for Gronk right now.
Well, Howard didn't practice yesterday.
He's fine. He's going to play.
Okay,
I looked at all these people. All these chickens.
So, as I was saying, though, if you have Antonio Brown and you're relying on him, make sure you have a pivot option.
Pivot.
I was going to say Scotty Miller, but he's on the IR.
Giovanni Bernard.
Giovanni Bernard could get some of that middle of the field work. But
it's going to be down to Godwin, Evans, and
yeah, Godwin and Evans are going to be there. And maybe Tyler Johnson, I think you could see get some play.
Possibly. Don't play him, and when he does bad, blame Brandon. Don't do that.
I'm not saying he's going to be a play for you, but I'm just saying he might
take
some of the middle
responsibilities
field work
for your own actions and decisions.
I'm just saying he might see some of the middle field work without Gronk and if Antonio Brown's not there.
Because you guys got to remember, we don't know what the game plan is. We don't know.
As for the Chicago side, I am not starting anybody on this offense unless I absolutely have to.
No.
Damian Williams hasn't come back from the reserve COVID list. So that probably leaves Khalil Herbert there.
Ryan Nall.
If you're desperate, you might have to start Herbert, but I'm avoiding him if I can. This is the best rushing defense out there.
Yeah, the Bucks, nobody can really run against them. Poor guys. Yeah, I'm avoiding all the Bears.
And then you're starting Brady, Fournette, Evans, Godwin, and Brown if he plays.
Oh, did you hear that Aaron Rodgers ended up purchasing part shares of the Milwaukee Buccaneers, or Milwaukee Bucks, the basketball team?
Yeah, that's actually a few weeks old.
So now he owns 2 teams.
The Bears and the Bucks.
Yeah.
The Buccaneers.
It just fits with this matchup. I had to. Anyway, I'm going the Bucks.
Actually, Brady tweeted something about that. It's like apparently Rodgers owns part of the Bears now.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess this does work at this time. I am going with the Bucks too.
Have you ever noticed how much more enjoyable Tom Brady is to watch in Tampa Bay? Well, no, we've discussed it.
Yeah, we've discussed this. He seems more of a likable person.
Yeah, and without Tom Brady in New England, the Patriots aren't as terrible to watch.
Yeah.
Maybe because I just like Mac.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's because you like
Mac 10.
Yep.
Mac 10.
No, I find it hard to watch the Patriots right now.
I mean, they're not a good football team, so yeah, it's hard to watch. But when you got, I like this player, I watch him.
I hope you like that comment from your cousin, Will.
What? Which one?
The Patriots are not a good football team.
What?
You said the Patriots are not a good football team.
Yeah, sorry, well, they're not.
That's what I said. I hope you like that comment from your cousin.
Let's just look at their record right now.
All right, so our next game, we had the Colts at the 49ers. And I gotta say, Carson Wentz has actually looked good these last few weeks.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the 49ers are 4-point favorites in this game. I haven't seen anything from the 49ers to convince me otherwise that they're any good at all. I'm sorry, they're just not.
So Carson Wentz, last year when he played, he led the league in interceptions. This year he's flipped that.
So he's
thrown the least amount of interceptions.
Well, he did miss a game. No, he didn't.
Nope.
He's played every game. Okay, yeah. Ball control.
And honestly, other than last year, the thing with Wentz was never his talent. It was just, can he stay on the field?
Yeah, I mean, and I think I made the comment a couple weeks ago when they were playing the Ravens. I said, Carson Wentz healthy is a good quarterback.
Yeah.
NFL-wise, I don't know how about fantasy-wise.
No, he's been good fantasy-wise.
I wouldn't touch him with a 10-foot pole, but just neither here nor there. But he's doing well. Yeah, this Colts offense is doing its thing, and we know what Indy's defense is about with Leonard over there playing linebacker. The Colts have a good defense.
Now let's just hope Frank Wright kind of learns his lesson from last week and gives Jonathan Taylor the ball early and often.
Yeah, dude, don't.
You cannot go a half and only give this guy the ball twice.
I'm gonna call Jonathan Taylor a mini Derrick Henry because he's like a little mini me of Derrick Henry. Like, dude just gets yards, and I don't know how he does it, but I mean he can do it in the passing game, / receiving game, the running game. Great ball, great field vision. Yeah, you're right, man. They got to get Jonathan Taylor more touches.
As for the receivers on the Colts, Campbell, he's out for the year on the IR with a foot injury.
That stinks.
T.Y. Hilton, basically Frank Wright came out and said, we have time in a couple of days to see how it plays out and how T.Y. responds. He doesn't want to commit one way or the other. So T.Y. Hilton, I think if he plays, you might want to plug him in, but you got to kind of watch that injury report there.
Yeah.
As for the 49ers, 2 big injuries besides Kittle being on IR.
Yeah.
They're saying Trey Lance, he's probably not going to be ready this week, but Jimmy Garoppolo, he's been in there practicing. He's probably good to go this week.
Who's their third string?
Brent Hundley, maybe?
Oh, yeah, the guy from Green Bay.
I can't remember who for sure.
From Ways of UCLA, yep.
I know it. They've had multiple. C.J. Beathard.
Beat hard, dude. Mullins.
Yeah, Nate Mullins. I'm probably wrong on Huntley. I can't remember.
It doesn't matter. Who cares? Who you got?
I'm just curious now. Nate Sudfeld's their third string.
Oh, he's not. I know who it is. Who you got? Who you got?
Without Kittle, quarterback banged up, I'm gonna take the Colts.
I'm going white and blue. Yeah, I'm going Colts. It's like that black and yellow parody, but I did it white and blue. I've never had anything against the Colts.
Well, other than living in Indiana, being a Bengals fan.
Yeah, people give you a lot of crap for that, but yeah, I like this Colts team. They're kind of finding their stride right now, and this could be that trap game that you said the Bengals had last week. So we'll see. I mean, the 49ers aren't the worst team in the league, but
I did just get a notification Teddy Bridgewater is active tonight.
Okay, then yeah, I'm definitely sticking with my Broncos pick.
I did want to bring up Elijah Mitchell's going to be I think should be a good play. If you have an IR slot and he hasn't been rostered, Jeff Wilson Jr. might be a good person to put in there. So I think he's going to have a workload when he's back.
When's he coming back?
Late November. If you're thinking about picking him up in our keeper league, I already have him.
Dang.
JaMychal Hasty might be another guy to kind of keep an eye on. I think he's still going to be above Trey Sermon in the pecking order. And we know, especially in San Francisco, running backs can come and go real quick.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to see Marlon Mack go there. That's what happened to him last year, man.
All right. And
wouldn't it be funny? Breaking news! This will be Sunday night before the game. Breaking news. San Francisco 49ers trade for Indianapolis Colts Marlon Mack, and he will play tonight. Hour before the game. We're in San Fran.
And so, for the Monday night game, you got the Saints at the Seahawks. The Saints are 5-point favorites.
I believe it. I mean, you don't have Chris Carson, you don't have Russell Wilson. This defense doesn't look. It's not the something of boom.
Legion of Boom.
Yeah, Legion of Boom.
Which good news for the Seahawks. Alex Collins did practice today, so that's definitely a step in the right direction, leading towards. He's got a good shot at playing on Monday night.
I still think Rashad Penny's going to be the RB2 in that rotation.
I think that he might split, but you got to ease him in. He's always hurt.
Yeah.
DJ Dallas might be a PPR guy to watch.
Mm-hmm. Especially because he returns.
Yeah, I was going to say, he had a good game last week. He had a couple good returns, so if your league does kick return yards as points, he's definitely someone to keep an eye on.
Yep.
Now, I did see something today. These two offenses run the least amount of plays.
What are they going to do?
I know.
Something's got to give!
This is going to be the slowest game we see.
And you know what frustrates me, man? I have Michael Thomas in Dynasty League, and I'm super thin at wide receiver. I think I'm running out there. Brandon Cooks, T. Higgins, Khalif Raymond. I had Tony in there before last. He's not playing anymore. Well, not for a couple of weeks, maybe. And I'm so excited. I think I just have to get to week 7. I have to get to week 7. I'm going to have Michael Thomas back.
And Michael Thomas may still be out a few more weeks.
They're not projecting him to be back until week 9, and it's like, look, dude, I want you to be healthy, and I want you to come back, and I want you to have all of the tools of your trade to be a successful wide receiver, not only in the NFL, but for my fantasy football team, obviously. But it's just, man, I'm going through the ringer this year.
Yep, and then so on the Seahawks side of this ball, Metcalf is likely to be shadowed by
Lattimore.
Yeah, I can't think of his first name now.
Marshawn
Lattimore. Lattimore's a really good cornerback.
Yeah, he is.
I'm not saying bench Metcalf because there's no way you're benching him.
I would just say play Lockett.
You're probably playing both if you have them, but
well, yeah, but
what I'm saying is
Lockett.
Lower your expectations for Metcalf. And actually, Metcalf and Lockett, people could do it.
I think, obviously, Kamara is, he's a must start. I think he's going to have a huge game, and I really, really hope he does.
I think in one of our dynasty leagues, our 1 QB dynasty league, somebody's so desperate at QB, they're starting Taysom Hill. Yeah.
Oh, poor buddy.
The guy I was messing with, trolling a little bit.
I offered to trade him Aaron Rodgers for like a 2023 first or something.
I offered to trade him Case Keenum, but he said he's not playing that game.
You did. You did. Did you see the trade I got offered the other day in our dynasty league?
I think so. It was Kamara and Thomas for
Devontae Booker, some other backup running back, and a 22 first. And I was like, there's no way.
That's okay. In a 2-quarterback dynasty league, I got offered Ben Roethlisberger, Dawson Knox after he got hurt, and a 23 second for Daniel Jones and Darren Waller.
Okay, so here's the trade. I just want everybody's opinion on this because I ran it through multiple calculators and it's completely...
He knows what his opinion is.
What do you mean?
Your opinion? You know what your opinion is. What they say is not going to sway it either way.
It was ridiculous. I got offered A.J. Dillon and Ramondre Stevenson and a 2022 first for Michael Thomas and Alvin Kamara.
All right, so our bad trade offers aside, who are you taking to win this game?
Taking the Saints. It's an odd number week.
I am going with the Saints as well. You know, the weird thing is, you can kind of tell this was the time of year when the NFL was looking to feature Russell Wilson in their prime time.
Oh, yeah.
Last week, I think it was a Sunday night game. The week before, it was a Thursday night game, I think.
And guess what? He's broken.
And now it's a Monday night game. Yeah, and he's gone.
Yeah, because he got hurt, I think, on a Thursday night game,
Yep.
didn't he?
Yep. All right, so that concludes our Week 7 Byepocalypse preview. Once again, thank you guys for listening. Like us on social media, Facebook Fantasy Football Semi-Pros, Twitter FF Semi-Pros, Instagram Fantasy Football Semi-Pros. Subscribe to the YouTube video. Come on, like and comment. It helps get our video out there and helps us grow.
We're your mom's favorite fantasy football podcast.
Are we?
Not yet.
Maybe.
I'm the best in the nation.
I'm the best in the nation! Thank
So-
you, Jamal Adams, for that soundbite. We appreciate it very, very much. Please don't sue us. We don't have any money.
I don't think he can sue us for this.
Oh, yeah.
It might be NFL.
NFL, please don't sue us. We don't have any money.
Um,
I mean, you can give us some
Did you
money.
see that his PFF rank on there? They put that under each one. It was like 60-something.
That's not best in the nation, bro. And you had a football hit you right in the face, thrown by a QB. Right in the face mask.
Jamal Adams.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
All right. Well, we've had some fun today.
Yeah.
We look to see you guys again on Tuesday.
Heck yeah.
Next week, we plan on doing a Tuesday video.
Oh, yeah.
Monday video. You got me
Thursday.
saying Tuesday now.
Sorry.
Thursday. And then we plan on doing Dynasty Saturday.
Which I have a lot of friggin' work to do because I have not updated stats in 3 weeks.
Actually, I was thinking about changing that one up, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about that off air. So, you guys have a good night, day, weekend, whatever. And good luck on your matchups.
Much love and deuces.